Welcome to the Red Half of Sheffield. This is a YouTube channel by two American Blades fans. My name is Noah Snyder. I'm joined, as always, by Mr. Chad Jarvis, and we're going to do something a little bit different today. Now that Sheffield United are officially playing golf or on the beach for the summer, Chad and I thought it would be interesting to do some rankings. And our first set of rankings, this is going to be a series of 3 videos. This is the first video here. And we're going to be doing third kits. And I don't know about you, Chad, but I am a big fan of third kits. Sheffield United have produced various third kits over the last 40 years, and we are going to rank every single one of them. It's a tall task, but I think we're up for it. So really quickly, a little history about third kits, all right? They go back to like the early 1930s. That's like the earliest record that we have of third kits. The first record in English football that we have of third kits is the FA Cup final in 1948. Third kits were worn by Manchester United for the FA Cup final. And Arsenal did the same thing in 1950, sporting a third kit. But famously, Manchester United wore a blue away kit when they won the 1968 European Cup final. In the modern game, of course, most clubs produce a third kit, not necessarily to ensure that there isn't a color clash, but I'm sure that factors into it. But more really to, get that paper from fans eager to buy, new and interesting kits from the club. And they've further been a way to showcase the club in colors not typically worn by those clubs. So Chad and I we have this kit ranking thing, or I should say this tier maker, and I'll pop that up right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through the last 40 years of away kits, and there's not as many as you would think. I think there's only about, maybe a dozen. You can see them on the bottom there, and we'll pull each one up and talk a little bit about each kit, and then we will rank it. Of course, we have the best ever, and following that, there's right kit that, all right, bit shite, and utter dross. So that's going to be our ranking. They're using a little Yorkshire lingo in order to rank each one of these kits. So the very first one, we'll start in no particular order. We'll start with the 99 2000 kit, and that's the one that you're seeing on your screen right there. Pretty decent kit, I have to say. I really do like that yellow. I know a lot of both away kits and third kits have that yellow color there, Chad. What are your thoughts about this 99 2000 third kit?
I think, it's all right. You posed the question to me to get, my opinion on third kits is just a money pit, and I'm all about apparently blowing my money on a third kit, although I need to reel it in here in the next couple of years. But no, that kit's fine. I mean, it's serviceable. I like the yellow on it. I like the blue sleeves. It's just odd. It's just different. I'm into the oddities. And this is kind of one of those early kit, third kit, I guess, kind of playing around with it. And I don't know. I think it's all right.
I'm also going to say all right, but wait until you see some of the other third kits. I'm sure Chad, that there's some third kits on this list that are not great. Yeah. I think we're going to see quite a bit in bit shite and maybe a few even in utter dross. We'll keep it in all right, and then at the end, we can make our arguments about where the final ranking should be for these third kits. So the second kit that I want to bring up, this was Sheffield United, or at least as far as the records are concerned, the first recorded third kit that Sheffield United ever produced. It's the 1980-1981 kit, and I think that was the year that we got promoted back from at the time it was called the 4th division, to the 3rd division. And yeah, it's this one right here. We didn't get this kit earlier this year when they produced, I think, both the home and away kits, like reproduction. We didn't get this one, but I mean, for me, it's pretty bog standard, right? What's your
Yeah.
opinion on this, Chad?
Um, you can clearly see why they didn't really remanufacture or repurchase that one's kind of not one of the best ones. I mean, it's just as bland could get, I guess. I mean, there's not really. It's got the badge and it's got a couple stripes down the arms, and it kind of almost looks like a modern day polo you would wear now. But yeah,
No.
I'm not into that one. Because when I was looking it up and I pulled up all the third kits, I was like, God, that is ugly. So yeah, that one doesn't do it for me.
So I'm going to put this in bit shite for the moment right now. I think that might change towards the end. I would make an argument for all right at this point. There's a little bit we're not factoring in history in any way, shape, or form. We're focusing completely on the aesthetics of these kits. But by the same token, I just based on what else is in the mix here, I kind of feel like it's not in a. It shouldn't go into a bit shite. It should go into all right.
Hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, let's put it in all right for the moment. And then the next kit that we have here, this is one that will be very familiar as we even played in these for a brief period of time last season, but it's the 2020-2021. Obviously, United were relegated the season that we wore these kits, but I own this kit. I like this kit. It's, the Saudi Arabia colors. I don't think we've ever worn a green quite like this, like ever, as far as United are concerned. I quite like it. I enjoy wearing this kit. This is one of the kits that I'll wear when I'm going hiking or running. I just think the style is good. I love the sponsor. I just think aesthetically, USG is a good was a good sponsor. You can talk about how they've since kind of gone under. But what's your opinion on the 2020-2021 third kit?
It's again, it's all right. And I'm going to say that for most of these third kits because I really don't think we have the best third kit selection, and I mean until recent years. But honestly, yeah, it's all right for me because I'm not a big fan of green and gold together. In the fact that we wore this kit probably 5 times, 6 times, maybe.
Yeah.
And then the club was like, yeah, we're going to sell these for a boatload of money and we're not going to wear them.
I mean, you can
Just,
say that about most third kits, though.
well, yeah,
They
yeah.
clubs will
It's
wear
just,
them maybe 3 or 4 times, six tops.
yeah, it's most of it. We all know it's all just a money grab to get more money funneled in. We can even look at the promotion kit we released 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
But yeah, this was just a promotional stunt that they were gone and they never really even fulfilled any. I think they sold out when they launched them. They sold out, and I don't think they put them back in stock
yeah,
after that. It
yeah.
was like, hey, it's too late. So I mean, it's all right. Green, gold, not my really not my thing.
So we're gonna put it in all right, and then maybe later on we might change our opinions based on a few more of these. Uh, so the next one that I have, and this is one that I quite like, even though it's a bit plain, and maybe it's might be some of the history kind of tied to it, but it's the 1992-1993 third kit. Obviously that Arnold Laver sponsor, absolutely iconic. These Umbro kits, like I think most United fans have very fond memories of these if you were supporting the club at the time. I love the badge. I mean, the badge is so simple, but beautiful. And yeah, it's a plain white kit, but at the same time, I quite like the piping on the collar. I like the sleeve, that little bit on the sleeve as well. Chad, what's your take on this one?
I like that one. I do, but I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with the deal on the sleeve. I don't really get it why you don't put it on the other one, but I mean, it's just simple. It's kind of like our away kit this year. It was just simple with the whatever you call it down the middle. But no, it's a nice clean kit, and you can just like harken back to seeing them playing in that, and just the mud and grass stains all littered all over the front and back of that thing. But no, it's a
Absolutely,
really
yeah.
solid, kit. And yeah, that was one of my like, I guess you could say, favorite handful that I dug through this afternoon.
So that's a right kit, that right?
Yeah, yeah, I'd go there.
Uh, all right, all right. The next one is the 2003 2004 kit. Hallam FM as the sponsor. Um, and yeah, it's not a great kit, is it? I don't like, and we have a couple of black with like the orange kind of piping on it. And I'm not a big fan of this one, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, I do like a black kit, like as a third kit for United. The black kit that we produced this year obviously was phenomenal. It's a stunning kit. We'll get to that in a little bit, but yeah, I'm not, not a huge fan of this. I also think the badge is like kind of high, Obviously, this is like a mock-up. It's not a picture of an actual kit, but at the same time, I've seen these in real life, and I'm not a big fan of it. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Chad?
Yeah, I think it looks stupid. Um, it just looks. I don't know. You look back at those days, and those were almost the year of the oversized shirts where everybody was like really baggy, and that has the feel of that. And it
Yeah,
just the black and orange. I don't really get why they used orange, and there's one that we'll get to in a few that is like basically all orange that I really do not hope United
the
ever
pumpkin kit.
wear. Yeah, they never wear the color orange, because that, out of all the colors, I hate the color orange. Orange.
Yeah, yeah. Not a big fan of whole cities kits, then, huh?
Them or Blackpool or
Right, right.
there's a few more.
So suffice to say, this goes in bit shite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. Not definitely not a very memorable third kit there. The next one, and to be honest, this is one of my favorites. This is an argument. You could make an argument for best ever. Again, it's plain, it's white, but it's amazing how something so simple can look so elegant. And that's our Ward's third kit from the 1999 season. I love that badge. Let me just say that's probably my favorite badge that United have ever used. Love the Ward sponsor. It just is brilliant. It's that wasn't a very particularly memorable season, but at the same time, I mean, the lads looked great in these kits.
Yeah, I would say this is all right for me. I do like the badge, but it doesn't do it for me with I mean, those colors. At least the third one we saw a couple of minutes ago had the red and had some semblance of our colors in it, albeit if it had that badge on the previous one, it would have been the best kit I've ever seen. But this is all right, in my opinion. It's just I like how there was more red and black in that other one as opposed to this one.
All right, we'll stick this in all right. I think I'm gonna try to at the end of the video gonna try to make an argument to put this in right kit that because I think you can put maybe two or three in each category and get away with it. Because basically, we're ranking these based on what we have, and we don't. A lot of what we have is not phenomenal for these third
Mhm.
kits. Just to be honest with you, and honest with our viewers here, but I will stick this in all right for the moment. The next kit that we have is the 2001 2002 third kit. It's that Midas Games. Um, and, again, th- I think was this wasn't the triple assault season.
No.
It was the season after that, right?
Yeah.
I
Ah.
believe so. But yeah, the state of the sponsor, man, I can't get it up for that sponsor. I'm sure Midas Games was like a good sponsor for United, but there should never be any like blue or dark purple, anything that even closely resembles a pig color, on the kit. And I'm going to be eating those words later because one of my favorite third kits ever actually does have some blue, but at the same time, I think as far as a sponsor goes, it just completely clashed with the aesthetic of of this as a Sheffield United kit.
Yeah, that was probably one of the ugliest kits I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it looked like obviously that's not the artist rendering picture when they released it. It was obviously somebody just took a picture and put it up. But the badge looked like it was as bad as the badges that we had this year on this season's kit. And then just the spot, it was no, that'd be the worst one of the worst I've probably ever seen.
So an argument for utter dross here is what you're saying.
Yes, very much.
All right, I'm going to stick it in utter dross for the moment. Um, I only really want to put two of these. I mean, no, there will be definitely be more in utter dross, but I'm going to make an argument. I think at the end that this should go up into bit shite because there are even still worse kits, in my humble opinion, that we have not got to yet. Some of you know what we're talking about, and one of those I'm going to be talking about right now. It's the 2005 2006 third kit, and it's the pumpkin kit. Um, Not only is it orange, which is terrible, uh, that I hate the sponsor. Like, thank God Randox was like willing to, you know, like change the color like of their logo in order to suit like whatever kit we put it on. Like the gold lettering on the third kit, which we'll get to in a little bit, it just looks fantastic. Could you imagine like what our kits would look like if Randox just demanded that they have like their normal sponsorship logo on all of our kits and that they wouldn't authorize a change? Yeah, this is shambolic. This is awful. I hate this kit. It makes you look like a pumpkin while you're wearing it. And, I know this is a rendering and I don't remember the badge being orange, but through this rendering, it looks like the badge is even orange, which I know that that's not, really how it looked at, but still negative points for the blue sponsor, negative points for the orange. This is utter dross, isn't it, Chad?
Yeah, I would just go ahead and put that at the bottom because that was you pretty much summed it up there. Yeah, that's I don't know what they were thinking when they designed and picked the colors of the third kit. I understand you want to be off the wall and uh, I can't even think of the word. Just we're gonna throw it out there. Bang, we're gonna throw it out there. Buy this. People probably did, but they probably regretted it the second they got it because they're like, God, this thing is
You
damn
know,
ugly.
sometimes you need to be bold with these third kits, and United have definitely taken risks in the past with the third kits. Um, but there's been more failures than successes, just my humble opinion.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, it's. I would much rather two kits, keep two kits, and just knock them out of the park instead of having people throw stupid money at kits look ugly as hell.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I'd just rather have the two kits, and try to make them work. And it's interesting cuz and we didn't talk about this at the beginning, but you look back at our history and there are many years where we didn't even bother with a third kit,
Mm-hmm.
and like I kind of wonder like what the thinking was on that because obviously it's a good money-making tool for the club. And I'm wondering if, you do that with kits where everybody and their mother has the same color, like away kit that we had, and that's why you do a third kit in this way. I don't know. I actually don't know the full history of why United only did third kits in certain years, but it seems like every like 2 or 3 years, basically, you get a third kit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. The next one that we're going to talk about is the year after that 2005, 2006 horrible, horrible pumpkin kit. And it's not much better, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. This is the 2006, 2007 third kit. Again, HFS Loans is the sponsor. Hate the blue sponsor. Just cannot. I think without the blue sponsor on this, it would be a little bit better, but there's nothing really significant about it. It's just kind of blah. It's very, as the kids like to say, mid, super mid third kit.
Yeah. Whatever mid means. Um, I mean,
You got your finger right on the pulse of the Gen Z, don't you, Chad?
yeah, I got it as far away from it as possible. But no, I mean, it's not as ugly as the one we just showed. I think it's a step up. At least it has some of our colors in it. Yes, the logo is, the sponsorship on the front is horrible, but I don't think it's absolutely ugly. I think it might be a little it's a bit shite. You could probably put it in, but I mean, I don't think it's the ugliest kit we've seen.
Yeah, I'm inclined to put it in bit shite.
Yeah.
Because it's not great, it's not utter dross, and I think it's a little bit below. Like, for example, I think the 80-81 kit and the 99-2000 third kit and the Wards kit, the white Wards kit from 98-99 are much better, much
Yeah.
better, miles above that one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Next one we have is the 2009-2010 Visit Malta kit. This was our last year, I think, in the championship before we got relegated to League One. And I don't hate it. I just think it looks very late 2000s, early 2010s. I think Visit Malta was a good sponsor for United. Obviously, they sponsored for a couple of years. I think Macron was not a bad shirt maker either. I'm not a huge fan of our home and away kits, but as far as third kits go, this isn't one of the worst ones, I don't think.
No, I don't. I think it's fine. Honestly, I mean, I think it's you know the Visit Malta sponsor really kind of, I don't know, it doesn't do justice, because if we had a different sponsor, that kit would probably be pretty cool. Um, Obviously, it was just a rendering of the shirt. But what was underneath the United logo?
Um, that's a great question. I think, well, it must have been an anniversary. I think
But
it was.
I'm gonna pop it back
Uh,
up, and I'm gonna take a. It must like 120 years, I believe it says.
yeah, yeah.
But
That
so
makes sense. With it
I
being
mean,
the 2009 kit, that makes perfect
yeah,
sense.
yeah. So I mean, a good anniversary third kit. I mean, it's not a bad shirt.
All right, all right,
Yeah.
all right. All right. Next up is the 2012-2013 third kit. And it's plain Jane, I mean, it's really nothing too special about that at all. Um, the sponsor looks fine. I like that the sponsor's red. I can't remember, to be honest. These are the years here, those League One years. I just don't remember these
Yeah.
kits at all. I have no frame of reference for this kit. I don't even know if we wore this kit. I'm sure we did, but I can't remember us wearing it. And that was at a
Yeah.
time when I couldn't find streams to watch United. So
Yeah. Um, I think it's a little bit not not good. Bit shite. Yeah,
Bitch, I
it's not one of my favorite ones. I mean, I do like the red lettering across the front for the sponsor along with the badge, but it just not doing it for me, honestly.
yeah, yeah, that's completely fair. So our last four here, I mean, we saved some of the best ones for last. The next one that I have here is that 2014 2015 kit, that top spring. I mean, the club was definitely going for something here. This
Yep.
is different. It's not uniform. You got that black arrow coming down. Adidas, I think their form kits, they're just kind of stock kits. I think I mean, this is clearly a stock kit with the United badge and our sponsor on it.
Oh,
You got
100%.
the classic Adidas piping on it. I like it. I like yellow and black. I mean, they're not traditional United colors, obviously, but it's a bit different. I think we took a bit of a risk with this one, and I think it did pay dividends. As I think that kit is probably one of the better third kits that we have in our history.
Yeah, it's not bad, but I feel like this is when you started to, top to bottom clubs that were under the same sponsorship or kit sponsorship. They started all like uniform. All they did was start to change the logo or change the club badge and the sponsorships, and might change the colors of that, the black and yellow, to maybe something else. I don't know. I just feel like we're in a day and age now where, I mean, there's only so much you can do for a kit, but
Yeah.
nowadays
Well,
it's all
especially with Adidas.
yeah,
Adidas, I think, is very limiting, and you can talk about the quality of the Area kits that we've had for the last two seasons. We've gotten weird with it. And I think to our benefit, I think the kits that we produced over the last 2 years are some of the best that United have produced in the last 10, to be
yeah.
honest.
Well, in that's what I was gonna say too. We with us going away from Adidas, you know, Nike and Adidas have kind of swooped up and paid and brought these other teams in. All their kits look the same, and us going away from them, that's what I like, because then you don't get the standardization of all this, because it almost gives us a little bit more of a chance to get fan opinion and change it up a little bit. And like you said, yeah, these last couple of years with these new kit makers, they haven't been bad kits at all.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I'm going to put this in all right for now.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to reserve the right to change that. Look, I mean, we've only got one in right kit that, but I think we're about to add at least one more into that category. So, Chad, we've come to the 2018 2019 third kit. And I mean, it's a beauty. I love this kit so much.
Hmm.
Not just because it reminds me of promotion that season, but I just think the Ramsden currency looks perfect. It's simple. It's just that, I feel like now everybody and their mother does like a neon yellow away
Yeah.
kit, but you didn't see them as much even a short, 4 or 5 years ago. This is a beautiful kit, regardless of the feelings that I have attached to it. I love the piping on the shoulders, which Adidas does with all of their kits. But yeah, this is definitely a right kit.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you there. I would even say one of our best ones, but it's tied with such an influential time in United history that's what most of it brings. It
Yeah.
brings all that feeling to United fans when they see that shirt. Um,
And it's so hard to not tie your emotions to how that season went, like to that kit. But at
yeah,
the same time, I just think on its face, that's a right kit that.
yeah, and honestly, like you said, now everybody seems to have a highlighter, neon yellow, neon green, whatever you want to call it, third kit. And I feel like United doing that was almost, they were one of the first to embark on that, and it worked so well in that kit. Then we all know what it led to. But I just think it was a good a good kit, but it almost makes me sound like a hypocrite because I went the kit before is a cookie cutter kit, and definitely 2018, 2019, that third kit was a cookie cutter kit, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I agree with everything you just said, but it still is a right kit that
Yeah,
for me. Second to last here, and this will probably be very familiar because it was this year's third kit, the 2022-2023 third kit. Beautiful. Just, I mean, do I need to really say more? I mean, we all know
yeah,
how gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous this kit is. I like that it's kind of a polo. Looks like very nice. Like you could wear that kit out to a club,
yeah,
and look
yeah,
damn good in it too. The gold lettering on the Randox Health, phenomenal. I love the shit out of this kit. I actually have two of them. That's how much I like this kit. I bought this kit twice.
yeah,
Um, one I bought one XL and one large, thinking at some point I'm gonna finally lose that last 25 pounds and
yeah,
be able to fit into that large instead of the XL. So I'm gonna say that's a right kit that.
yeah. I think I'm. I think I because the one.
Are we gonna say maybe best
Well,
ever?
I, that's more recency bias because it
Yeah,
was just this
absolutely.
last season's third kit. I mean, like you said, it was a phenomenal kit. They hit on it spot on. As opposed to the green USG one we had a couple of seasons ago, where they only did a small run of those. They released a good chunk of these, and the only thing I kick myself for is missing out on the long sleeve version of this because I love long sleeves. But honestly, this might be a kit where you only wear it in short sleeves. Um,
Yeah,
but no, the gold lettering across the front, the gold badge, the shirt maker's logo, even the numbers in the badges on the side just accent it perfect. And I mean, yeah, to like it's recency bias, but it's hard to beat the one that we're going to review as the last one. But yeah, that is a right kid, if not
yeah.
the best ever.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really tough as we, head into the end um, of our, as far as our choices are concerned for the best kit. And it's the 1994-1995 third kit, better known as the 93-94 away kit because they produced a new away kit for the 94-95 season. And it's that one. I own this kit. I love this kit. Um, this is, yeah, I mean, I even have a polo shirt that is branded, like is themed, that I got from the club shop this year. I love this kit so much, and everybody's gonna say, "Oh, but they're Wednesday colors," Yeah, I mean they are blue, but third kits are supposed to, not clash with the club that you're playing against, and if you're playing against a red and white club, you need something that's different. They really went for it this season. It's one. It's This is not just one of my favorite third kits, Chad. This might be one of my favorite kits ever that United have produced. I love it that much.
Yeah, I mean, you're you're not wrong. It is a beautiful kit. Um, I just like everything about it. It is a very very sharp looking kit. I think when I you asked me for my favorite three, I had this as my number one. So
Mm.
honestly, I want to get my hands on it, and I've tried to scour the internet and not wanting to paying arms or a king's ransom for one, but eventually there'll be one that comes up and I'll be able to snatch it up and yeah, add
Yeah,
that to
they
my
fetch a
collection.
pretty penny. They fetch a pretty penny. These, I mean, I've seen them for as much as 200 quid on eBay.
Hmm.
They are. I'll tell you, if United ever reproduced, well, they did reproduce this kit, right? Have they reproduced this one?
Uh,
I don't think they have
no, they
actually.
haven't. No, they haven't reproduced
If
this kit.
United reproduce this kit, it will sell out in an instant. I guarantee you. Because, I mean, there are a lot of detractors. There are a lot of people who don't like it just because it's close to the pig's colors. But at the same time, I don't know. I love it, man. I love the Arnold Laver, in white on it. You
Yeah.
don't see that as much, especially like on a full color kit. I feel like more often or not they'll go with a color that clashes, but the white of the sponsor is just utterly beautiful. The sash, the two-tone sash, yeah, and then that badge. I mean, that badge is mint, man. It is mint. I love it so much.
Yeah.
So are there any ones that you want to see or you want to revisit? I have a few that I want to revisit, but I wanted to get your opinion first. Anyone that you want to move up or down? Just based on our rankings here before we close out.
I would say this kit right here could probably go to bit shite, honestly, because it's so bland and
Which one?
plain.
I'm sorry.
This,
Oh, that one. Okay.
yes, this 8081 just kind of, yeah.
I'll agree with you there. Yeah.
In everything else, pretty much falls where it should be. Although we've got to debate which one is the best ever in our opinion.
Yeah. There's two arguments that I'm going to make. Okay. First and foremost, I think that Ward's kit, this one right here, I think this one should go up to right kit that. And not just because, I want 4, 4, and 4 because we are going to put one at best ever. I just think it's a right kit. I think that it's one that like United supporters look back very fondly on. I know a lot of people sport this; they wear it out. 2 matches. I saw a few people wearing this to Wembley earlier this year. I'm going to put that in right kit. That. Do you agree, Chad?
Yeah. Looking at it again, you can see it has that badge, and I like the Ward sponsor, and I like the United badge. The only thing for me is the white piping on the collar just doesn't for me. But I mean, hey, we're splitting hairs at this point.
Yeah, we are.
We're probably all going to be called idiots anyway after this gets published.
I'm sure that there will be some very fiery takes in the comments. Make sure, just a quick plug, tell us what you think the best third kit is. Put that in the comment section. Have a little debate with us. Add us on Twitter. Please do tell us what you think. So, Chad, let's break it down. Which of those top 5 that we have there, I know that last Ward's kit is probably out of the running here. Which one of these kits is the best ever? The best United third kit ever?
If I had to make the choice, this is a tough one. I'm going to take the Ramsden currency out of it because of the emotional attachment we all have. So that leaves us 3.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. If it's me, it's this one right here. That is the kit that does it for me. That is in my opinion, that is the best ever third kit. But you could caveat it as it was an away shirt, and if I had to do that, then you got to go with this year's third kit. I mean, we got it spot on. I mean, you're going to have some people that are going to say, oh, the 94-95 one was the away kit from the prior year. That doesn't count. So, long story short, I'll go with this season's past third kit so we don't have any controversies saying, oh, the one kit was away kit, blah, 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 blah. That would be for me.
I like it. I agree with it. I think that third kit is from this past year is one that is going to be long remembered in United lore, not just because of how absolutely, utterly gorgeous it is, but because of the emotional attachment to it. Tommy Doyle scoring the winner at Sunderland in that kit that I was there for. People are going to remember this kit, I think. I think 20 years from now, people will remember the third kit from this year.
And honestly, as we talked about the Rams and Currency one, the emotional attachment with going and getting promotion that year. I think we wore the Rams and Currency one a little bit more than we wore this one, but I was surprised how much we wore the third kit. And honestly,
Yeah.
how influential was that Tommy Doyle goal in that shirt away at Sunderland? So I mean, it kind of almost propelled us to promotion.
Yeah, I mean, look, that was the first time that we sang, the Blades are going up that whole season. I'm going to feel emotional about that because I was there for that match. That was like the best away day. Obviously, it was my first United away day, but that was the best away day I've ever done in my entire life. And, I've done a few away days with Galaxy, but yeah, that was an utterly amazing day. And yeah, I mean, yeah, we have a look. Everybody's got their own personal biases. Certainly, you and I have ours, Chad, and I think that's a good ranking. I'm actually pretty happy with how this went. I think that this is pretty much spot on. I hope that most of the United fans watching this video will agree with our rankings. But if you don't, tell us about it. Put it in the comments. Tweet us at Red Sheffield. You can tweet Chad and myself, me at Nessman930 on Twitter, Chad at CJarvis_13. And we're gonna keep on doing these. We're gonna do away kits next, and then we're gonna do home kits after that. So do look forward to more of these ranking videos with Chad and myself. Before we get going here, Chad, I know that this is kind of a long time coming, but we need to do something that we should have done a while ago, and that's give away some hats.
Yeah, it's about time. You
I
guys
know,
thought we
right?
forgot about this.
We did not forget about the hats. I made these hats. They look just like this. You're going to get sent one. We have 14 people who followed the directions and liked and retweeted that tweet that we put out. I think it was about a month ago, Chad?
Yeah, it would have been about a month, maybe coming up on 6 weeks,
Okay.
8 weeks, maybe 2 months.
So I have here the picker wheel, and we're going to give away 3 of these bad boys.
The pinwheel of death is on
It is
screen now.
the pinwheel of death. I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little spinny spin here.
What if it just keeps spinning and doesn't pick anybody? Captain Casa got one.
Oh, Captain Casa.
Captain Casa.
Our very own Robert Kitson has won himself a hat. You know what? He did everything. I think that he definitely deserves a hat. So, Captain Casa, congratulations. You've won yourself a Chef United flat build cap. 2 more hats to give away here.
What if it? It took him off, didn't it?
It did.
I was gonna say, what if it lands on him again?
Oh, the man with arguably the greatest Twitter as far as Sheffield United Twitter is concerned, at SUFC, has won himself a hat. I don't know what his name is offhand, but at SUFC, you've won yourself a hat. Congratulations. And then finally here, one more. Jason Greeley. I like the Jason Greeley one. Oh, I'm very happy. I think that is a good selection. Jason Greeley has been following us for a long time. He's always adding us, and it has been in the live streams several times. So congratulations to Captain Casa at SUFC and Jason Greeley. Fantastic stuff. Before we get going here, Chad, we'll just do what we normally do and give our social medias here. Chad, where can the people follow you on social media?
They can find me on Twitter and Instagram at CJarvis_13. Man, it's been a while.
Had to think about it there. Had to think about it.
Since we did one. And follow the Blades in the USA page if you can. We got to get that up and running. Now it's summertime. It gives me and No, a little bit more time to, especially with the maybe hint, wink, wink investment coming from the American side. Better to see that we can get them rallied around a page like that. So we'll get that going. And yeah, it's all the place you can find me.
And you can find that in the description below. We will make sure to put Blades in the USA and as well as Chad and my social media and this channel's social media as well. You can follow me at Nessman930 on Twitter and at Sunpuck on Instagram. And before we get going here, Chad, I just wanted to remind everybody we will be putting out a bunch more content throughout the off season here, so please do stay tuned. But until then, up them blades, Chad.
Up the blades.
Come on, you red and white wizards!